Hi, this is Vic from Any Given Sin, and you're listening to Backstage Pass.
Everyone knows we live and we die, still I want to survive. Blow me up like dynamite. Hold me up to see the light. 'Cause I need a second chance. Outrun my circumstance. My head is spinning in the clouds. My feet are on the ground.
Hi, this is Jolexx with the Music Roundtable Radio, and I'm here with Vic. How's it going?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm great. So, Vic, tell me how you got your band started.
Oh gosh, this is like years ago now. I met Mike and some of these guys playing in a different band, and then Mike, our guitar player, started playing with the band I was in. When I stepped out of that, then he asked me to come over and kind of do this project with him, and that's kind of where it all started. Any Given Sin had a singer before me, and then I stepped in after he rolled out. So,
How long have you guys been a band?
since like probably really since 2017 when we actually started gigging. Yeah.
How did the band get its name?
That's a Mike Connor question, who is not on this tour with us, but what he always says is there's no good story. I just really like the name, and nobody had it.
That's great. So I always ask people what their favorite song from any of their own albums is, because the answer is always different. So tell me, what is your favorite song that you guys play and why?
Sure. So my favorite song is, because it's my favorite one to sing, is The Way I Say Goodbye.
Okay. Yeah, I just listened to that in the car actually today. So you have the song, the Dynamite song. Tell me about that.
Dynamite was the first song we ever wrote together. It's the first one that kind of made it to radio. Octane picked it up in like beginning of 2019, and then so that kind of put us on the map, and it pretty much started it all for us. So I'd say it's probably our most important song to us being where we are today.
So how did anyone find that song? Were you guys pushing that song, or was it something that caught somebody's attention?
I mean, we were pushing it, but it wasn't. We didn't know how to get it to Octane, but it ended up in their hands, and so once they started playing it, they sent it to test drive. It did well there, and then the people just kind of kept requesting it, so it just kind of snowballed, and here we are.
So was that song surprising to you? Were you thinking that perhaps it would be a different song? Because I know a lot of people, they push for a song, and they're like, the one that caught the attention was not one that we thought was going to catch the attention. So was that your intention?
Yeah, nowadays I have no intention. Like, we just write songs because I have no idea what a hit is anymore. I have no idea what it means. You know what I mean? It's just, you just write the song and then, cross your fingers, hope people like it. Because I think if we started trying to write a hit now, we would just write the worst song possible. So, it's better just to let it roll.
Yeah, so you like to write more organically as opposed to trying to, push songs then? Sure.
Yeah, I mean, we have to push them, but it's, we don't look at a song and go, that's a hit, we have to push that one. It's more like, well, let's just see what's catching, what's catching fire, what are people streaming, and then maybe that's the one, we put out.
So how do you guys write your songs? Because a lot of people, they'll start with drum and bass, or somebody comes up with a riff in their head, or somebody comes up with lyrics, or all of the above. What do you think is kind of the way that you would say that you kind of write songs?
So I think a lot, we have no real formula, but a lot of the times it ends up being kind of music first, and then at that point, like, I might put some melody to it, and we'll find a good melody, and then once we're kind of happy with the skeleton, then the lyrics go in, all the accoutrement and stuff like that. So it's kind of like music first, and we build it up. But it can happen different ways,
Would you say that you're the primary songwriter?
I definitely write all the lyrics and the lyrical melodies for the most part, like probably 95% of them. But a lot of the music is totally not me at all. So.
Now, do you come up with your lyrics on the fly, or are these things that, maybe you wrote down, you piece songs together?
I used to have a book that I wrote lyrics down, and then I found that I have like 50 pages and I never used any of it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like once we have the lyrical melody written out, it's like I could never make any words I had written down fit, so I just completely abandoned that model, and just now I just sit in the hotel room until they're done. You know what I mean? And just one shot. So
what inspires you to write? Or is it the music that inspires you that is presented to you? Or do you think of things that, maybe happened? Or do you just kind of just think of catchy lyrics?
So sometimes it might be a line that I really like, so I'm trying to make that line work, and keep writing more around it. Sometimes the music might just say something, and so we try to go that route. I don't know if there's any one thing. I think it just one day stuff just starts coming out of my mouth maybe, and then we go with it. You know what I mean? So it's I don't think I have a formula for it, but.
So tell me about your tour. How's that been going? Has anything been memorable that happened? Anything crazy? How's it been going?
Oh, it's been a great tour. It's really smooth, really well run. All the bands are great. We've had packed houses every night. No complaints except for it's been cold.
Yeah. Has anything creepy ever happened to you on tour?
Well, we did go to a place with the haunted pool with the rave in Milwaukee. Yeah, place has a haunted pool where apparently 2 children died. So we went down into there, but we didn't see anything. Unfortunately, nothing to talk to us. But yeah, we were hoping.
So did you take any pictures? Did you see any orbs?
Yeah, well, we got some pictures. I was hoping to see a silhouette or something behind us, but it didn't take. Camera shy, I guess.
That sounds great. So how many days does this make on your tour?
Gosh, we're halfway through, so we're like 2 weeks in, something like that, yeah.
What is your tour? Where are you guys going?
Next is Buffalo, and then we're kind of just hitting down the East Coast for a while.
Mm-hmm. When is your tour over?
I think it's March 10th is the last show. I think it's in Knoxville, Tennessee.
How much of a break are you taking in between before you go on tour again?
I think we got a couple weeks. We're going back. It was just announced today. We're going to be out with Drowning Pool and Saliva again for about 2 weeks in April.
Who decides who you tour with? Do you guys have a choice who you want to tour with, or does somebody put that together for you?
It's kind of like whoever's out touring, they're looking for support. So then you have your management company, booking agents, things like that, putting your name in. Sometimes you might have buddies that are going out touring, they're looking for people, and hey man, put me on or something like that. But most of the time, it's the choice is more like, I've got this tour. Do you want to do it or not? Kind of thing. Yeah.
Has that always worked out that way?
For us so far, yeah. When we're doing support, headlining, then it is, it's our choice at that point. But yeah, for the supports, it's usually just somebody in the industry side helping us out with that.
Do you have any dirt on anyone that you want to give me?
Let's see. Let me think. Not really.
Give names.
Not any good dirt. No.
Tell me a secret about you.
A secret about me? I have no secrets. I'm an open book. No.
That's not secretive. I think you're lying.
I am.
He doesn't want to tell any secrets, folks. Is it that bad?
It's a really small world in the music business. You tell one secret and then no one will work with you again. So.
There you go. Okay, I can respect that. All right, Randy, do you have any questions?
What's your plans for the rest of this year? Is there touring? Is there writing more music? You going to release a new song? What do you got planned?
Sure. So we have, as I said, that 2-week tour coming up after this one. We're definitely trying to get at least another couple tours by the end of the year. But we have a lot of festivals this year. Louder Than Life we've got, and a bunch of others we can't announce yet because they haven't announced. But those are coming. And we do want to get in and at least do part of the next album and probably drop a single before the year's out. That's what we're hoping.
Do you have a single lined up, or you're planning to write one?
Do not. Yeah, we'll go in. We usually go in and try to do 3 or 4 songs, and then just kind of put them out and just see what people around us think about them, and then try to pick a single that way. See how our label feels and other people in the industry.
Do you have any songs that you haven't released?
At this point, we've got some that we've been working that aren't finished. That we still have kind of in a session that we're going to work on the next time we're there, but none that are completed that we didn't release. Everything's on the album that we have fully done at this point.
So tell me about your songwriting process a little bit more. Is there somebody in the band that is also a primary songwriter?
Mike writes a lot of the guitar parts and things like that. Rich usually does a lot of the piano things, and like some of the accoutrement in the background and cool stuff. He does our intros and all that sort of thing. And of course, Mikey beats the drum sets up, pretty good. But yeah, I mean, there's a good bit that everybody's contributing to, at least in some form,
What would you say would be the biggest hindrance in your songwriting process? Where do you guys kind of butt heads sometimes? And it's not like a right or wrong answer. It's just, what do you think is like something that, as a songwriter, kind of gets bumpy?
I think just getting some writer's block, like I'll be working on something, it's not exactly where you want it to be, and you just got to abandon it, because it's either you're going to force something, or it's just not going to be what you wanted it to be. So sometimes abandoning something you didn't want to abandon, but it's just better off. That's a thing that I don't like to do, but it is what it is. Yeah.
So what made you choose the genre on this path?
Like the rock genre?
Yeah.
I started playing in rock bands when I was high school, so I got into like Soundgarden and Alice in Chains, all the grunge era in the 90s and stuff, and so I think that really made me into rock in general. But I've played all kinds of different genres of music, coming up. I grew up on bluegrass, for instance, so. But I always liked rock. It just felt kind of free, like you could do whatever you wanted. It wasn't like pigeonholed as much as maybe country or a bluegrass or something like that. So it just felt like you could do more with it.
Do you ever think about playing bluegrass or something like that? Are you into bluegrass?
I mean, I like the genre. I do like listening to it and seeing bands and stuff still, but it wasn't as much for me. I'd say there's no money in rock and roll and there's less in bluegrass. So.
All right, sounds great.
And where can we get a hold of you guys at?
Right, so anygivensinband.com is where all our tickets and our itineraries and all the touring and stuff you can find there. Also, there's links to all of our social media on that site. We're on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, all the things, YouTube. Check that out, as well as all the streaming platforms, Spotify. You can find all our music there.
All right, and that was Vic with Any Given Sin, and this is Jolexx on the Music Roundtable Radio.
I'm telling you, maybe I'm weak, maybe I'm wrong.